For this video, we are going to talk about the Kramer coefficient. So the Kramer coefficient C is a chi-square based measure of association. It measures the degree of association between two sets of variables, and it is especially useful on categorical variables, wherein at least one variable is measured on the nominal scale. So for the rationale of this, let's first look back on our chi-square test of independence. So the primary purpose of our chi-square test of independence is to determine whether a significant association exists between two categorical variables. However, this does not give information on the effect size. So effect size, we could also refer to this as the magnitude. Technically, effect size does mean it is a quantitative measure of a phenomenon's magnitude, effect, or result of the test. So one way in which we can look into effect size is the Kramer coefficient. So the Kramer coefficient is an effect size measure that is based on the chi-square. So it adjusts the chi-square significance to factor out sample size. So when we look back on our chi-square test of independence, we evaluate the observed frequencies, whether or not they significantly differ from what we expect. On the Kramer coefficient, however, we want to quantify the strength or magnitude of an observed effect. So that's why we factor out the sample size. So in order to do so, chi-square is divided by the sample size, and the minimum between the number of categories of the variables minus 1, and then the square root is taken. So we will also take a look into why we're considering the minimum between the number of categories of the variables. So to see this, we have C is equal to the square root of the chi-square statistic all over L minus 1 times N, where L is the minimum of the number of rows or columns. So the formula adjusts the size of the contingency table and the total number of observations, which normalizes the chi-square value. This allows the Kramer coefficient to provide a relative measure of association that is not influenced by the size of the table or data set. So yung L-1 is for adjusting the contingency table para ma-normalize natin yung chi-square value. So our data looks like this. So we have two categorical variables. Let that be X and Y, for example. We have K categories for X and R categories for Y. And IJ represents the observed number of cases categorized on the ith row of the JS column. I runs from 1 to R, and J runs from 1 to K. For our assumptions, again, the variables are categorical. And then since we're using the chi-square, we also take a look into our assumptions for the chi-square test of independence. That is, the expected frequencies of cells should be at least 5 in at least 80% of the cells. However, for the 2 by 2 case, then that should be 100%. Again, the assumption for the chi-square. So for the procedure, we will first construct our R by K contingency table by using the observed frequencies. And then we determine the expected frequencies as we would sa chi-square then. We compute for the chi-square statistic and then calculate the Kramer coefficient by using the formula. Again, C is equal to the square root of chi-square all over N quantity L-1. And then after we get that coefficient, we can test whether or not that value of C indicates that there is a significant association between two variables by performing a chi-square test of independence. So balikan na lang yan, no? Yung null and alternative natin. And then we reject HO if x squared is greater than or equal to chi-square alpha or minus 1, k minus 1 degrees of freedom. Some remarks lang. The Kramer coefficient is a symmetrical measure. This means that even if we interchange yung rows and columns, this will not affect the value of the Kramer coefficient. So the Kramer coefficient will have the same value. Unlike the Pearson product moment correlation, the Kramer coefficient cannot be negative. Remember yung Pearson product natin runs from, pwede siyang maging from -1 to 1. However, sa Kramer, hindi siya pwede maging negative. Like the Pearson product moment correlation, the Kramer coefficient has a maximum value of 1. And if C is equal to 0, then the variables are independent. However, if our C is equal to 1, we say that there may not be perfect association between the variables. So what do we mean by this? Bakit may quote unquote? If our contingency table is square, that is when R is equal to K, then C equals 1, or unity, indicates that the variables are perfectly correlated. But on the other case that it is not square, then the C equals unity indicates there is perfect association. However, this is only on one direction. So in other words, we can also say that if our contingency is not square, C equals 1 represents an asymmetrical perfect relation, since it is only perfect in one direction, not the other. So to see this, we have an example. Verify that we will get C is equal to 1 for the not square case. For R less than K, there will be only one non-zero entry in each column. But there must be some rows with more than one non-zero entry. That is K minus R extra cells with more than one non-zero entry. So here, we have 4 columns. And if we observe, each column will only have one non-zero value. However, there is a row with more than one non-zero entry. That is K minus R, 4 minus 3, 1 extra. So that is on our first row. So, andito na rin yung expected frequencies. Paki-verify na lang. If we calculate the chi-square and the Kramer coefficient, then we see that it does equal to 1. So we can say that there is perfect association from the column variable to the row variable, but there is not perfect association from the row variable to the column variable. This is again because our R is less than K. So the sampling distribution of C is not referred to in testing for the significance of the observed C, because the mathematical complexities of such a procedure are considerable. So remember, pag nag-hypothesis test tayo, for example, if we're getting the p-value, that is the probability of obtaining a sample as extreme or more extreme than the one that we have observed. However, again, yung pag-test natin ng significance is based on the chi-square, diba? That is kasi rin naman, when we compute for C, we're already using a statistic that provides us a simple and adequate indication of the significance of C. That also means that the significance may only be properly interpreted if this data is amenable to the use of the chi-square statistic. Kaya kailangan balikan yung assumptions natin sa chi-square. Larger values of C indicates a greater degree of relation than those of smaller values. However, the differences in magnitude have no direct interpretation. So, familiar naman tayo sa R-square, no? Pag R-squared kasi, pwede nating sabihin na yun yung proportion ng variance, accounted by the relation between two variables. However, hindi natin yun magagawa. Like, we can say proportion ng variance, for example, sa case ng C or C squared. Kasi again, yung assumption natin, nominal. So, C is a function of the chi-square statistic. Its limiting power distribution tends to 1 as n becomes large, similar sa chi-square. So, sa power to. For an example, suppose a researcher wants to know if educational attainment is related to their qualification of marital status. So, ito yung mga educational attainment, no? Grade school, high school, bachelor's, master's, PhD. Tapos yung qualification status is yung never kinasal, nag-divorce, or widowed. So, ito yung mga observed frequencies din natin. Verify the following expected frequencies. And then we compute for our chi-square statistic and the Kramer coefficient, which gives us approximately 0.1618. This means that educational attainment and marital status have a low association. So again, we use the chi-square for our significance test. So looking back on our table, the chi-square at 0.05, 4 minus 1 times 5 minus 1 degrees of freedom, or chi-square 0.0512 is equal to 21.03. And our calculated chi-square is 23.566899977, which is greater than or equal to 21.03. So we reject our null hypothesis. Similarly, for our p-value, the probability that x squared is greater than 23.5669 is within 0.02 to 0.05, which is less than 0.05. So we reject HO. At 0.05 level of significance, we then say that there is sufficient evidence to conclude that there is an association between educational attainment and marital status. So pag ginamit natin yung OR, we do have to install the package OR companion. Tapos gagamitin lang natin yung function ng Kramer-V. So ayan, sa OR, we also get a value of 1618. If we look back, pareho lang naman yung nakuha natin, no? 0.1618. So that's it.